Hey everybody, welcome back to another very exciting Action Figure Friday where we check out some awesome action figures and take a look at their sculpt work, their paint work, their molds, their articulation, their overall fun factor, and well, I got a new, very expensive hobby. As you know, I love the SH Figuarts line, especially for Dragon Ball. Although they are expensive, they're worth every penny because they're so incredibly articulate with great paint, great accessories, interchangeable heads, and all that stuff. You also know I've recently become a huge Godzilla fan, no pun intended. Watched every single original Godzilla film, been buying all the NECA figures and everything, and I was going to try and not get into the Monsterarts, which is the Figuarts version, and they do a ton of older Godzillas and everything. But then I was in Barnes & Noble, and they had Godzilla from the new film that I absolutely love and can't get enough of. And I had a 20% off coupon on top of my 10% off, so even though he's normally like 70 bucks, I got him for about 50, and I'm like, how can I not? Which is fine if that's all I was gonna do, but guess who now went ahead and ordered the super expensive King Ghidorah? This guy. Would love to get the Mothra and Rodan set, but it's sold out, and maybe I'll catch that at Barnes & Noble as well. We'll see, but I guess I'm going to start doing Monsterarts. So if you want to check these out, I have a link in the description below. So I think that's an Amazon link, which means it could get very expensive, it could get very cheap, and we'll even compare it to the NECA one. I have it on standby. The NECA one cannot do that. I also have one gripe about this, because I was noticing a little bit ago that it's like, it's weird this kind of looks all bunched up and like that. And we look down in here, it's like, oh, and the cardboard's bent out. And then what I paid attention to, everything better be in here. This has been retaped. They've opened this, or someone's returned it, or something. So that's rather annoying, especially considering it's my first ever Monsterarts. But we're gonna go for it. We're gonna see what we get. Oh, that cut like butter, which again, is not good because it's the reseal. I'm getting real excited, and yes, the Godzilla theme is running through my head. I literally just spent 20-30 minutes playing Monster of Monsters on the Nest for one of the other NECA unboxings. Oh, so much space just for the tail. Looks like only one extra head. We don't really, they just produce pretty much solid color backgrounds, and there almost always are instructions behind the background. So if you buy Figuarts, Monsterarts, whatever, you're gonna wanna look back there for the instructions. So let's set that to the side. Take a quick look at these instructions. They're in Japanese, but it doesn't really matter too much. Oh, I see. So you have a jaw that starts the beam effects. You're actually replacing the jaw, not the whole head. That's pretty interesting. Oh, yeah, okay. Not that he needs a whole lot of faces or accessories, but I thought there might be a little bit more going on in here. Maybe an action display base or something, but it is what it is. It's pretty cool so far. So now the real question is, has this been retaped? That looks a little retaped. That seems to be retaped. Yeah, I think this whole thing's been opened before. Yeah, it's definitely all retaped, so that's annoying. You're gonna repackage it like this and sell it for full price? That is some BS. That's like GameStop level BS, and I like the people that work at GameStop, but I don't like to buy from GameStop because they open everything, which makes no sense. And once it's been opened, it's discounted, but it is what it is, and it's too late now because I'm getting in here and I'm excited for it. And of course, we got some protective plastic. Oh, I'm excited. This looks so cool. And then I'm guessing that that will just kind of plug into that for when you want to do the big ol' heads up thing, maybe, is my guess. Yeah, that's how that works. So I'm sure there's a perfect way to put that in there. We'll find it in a minute. Maybe it kind of feels like that. I'm not exactly sure. That feels about right. But what I want, I don't know. I'm actually maybe a little disappointed because I want an atomic breath I can aim at any direction. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that. It might not hold in there. Ooh. Ooh, even the plastic has like reptilian scale in there. That's kind of cool. All right, well, here he is. He feels great. Like the weight and everything about it. Oh, wow. Oh, they got a separate tongue in there. That's pretty good. Oh, there's so much more articulation in this one. I can already tell you. Nice. All right, well, let's do the articulation rundown. Then we'll run them across the NECA version, and then we'll swap out the jaw and make that pose happen. But there's a lot more, so we definitely get a jaw pose here. Yes, it's hard to see it, but there is articulation in this first rung. See if I can angle it to the light. A lot of articulation in the second rung. And of course, you even get articulation here, which is how you're able to kind of get his head straight up. I mean, be careful, don't break these things. They go back together pretty easy, but you know, they're still expensive. Let's see, in the shoulder, we get a little bit of twist, but they have kept it pretty much to what Godzilla can do. The arms don't really come out to the side much, as they shouldn't. Pretty well hidden elbow. It's a very nice pivoting thing happening on both ends here, just at the top and the bottom of the elbow. Do we get any, we get a little, oh yeah, there's a lot more range of movement here, plus some twisting around, but we don't actually get the closed hand grabby motion that we get on a lot of NECA figures, so that's kind of surprising. There is some articulation in this mid-torso. It's very subtle. There's not a lot there, but that's going to help with getting the heads up part, so that's nice. No real twist to side there. You get a little bit of side to side at the waistline, I guess, for lack of a better term. And again, a tiny bit of back and forth, but you are going to end up causing some gaps, you know, depending on how you do that. So that's all right. Let's check out the legs before we get to the tail. Oh, wow, an insane range of movement. I almost feel like I could make him do the dance in the jig thing, you know, if I wanted to. He can definitely sit down. They don't really come out to the sides too much, but they don't really need to. My knees are kind of loose here, but it looks like you get a pretty full range of movement. You can make him do a drop kick. It mostly hides pretty well, but you do get a heck of a gap there. And of course, you've got some movement down here, but that all just kind of works in conjunction. Looks like you get some extra, yeah, you get a little extra ankle articulation right up here, even before you're actually at the ankle, so that's really cool. And then, of course, the ankle itself, plenty of wiggle room, a little bit of spin side to side, not a whole lot. It does kind of block off there. And you do get a broken piece here, which if you're going for really great photography, that could be a little bit of an issue. Yeah, the articulation areas don't seem to be as well hidden in here. Certain poses, you're just gonna have to see some lines, so that's a little bit of a bummer. I actually think I might give it to NECA on that one. But now let's check out the tail. So yes, a lot of articulation up here at the tailbone, and it looks like just about, oh yeah, every single ridge has a little tiny bit of twist and back and forth and give. So yeah, like every single one. That one's the least, I think, right there, but it's still there. There's plenty. Yep, there's some. I think there's some there. Yep, definitely some there. Yeah, unlike the NECA one, it was like every single other one. And then when you get about here on a NECA one, it just becomes one piece and there's no more articulation. But you still, it's not every one at this point. It looks like maybe about every 3 or 4 because you get articulation there. A little bit there, tiny bit there, a little bit more there. A real amount right. No, actually, tiny bit there, pretty good amount there, and then you're done. So that is where all the articulation comes from. That is pretty nice. You can definitely get a lot more posing going on.
Roar, why? Lise, you're tearing me apart, Ghidorah. I did not hit her. I did not. It's bushy.
All right, let's check him next to the NECA one just real quick. Keeping in mind, the NECA one's like 20, 25 bucks, but now you catch it, and this is 70, although I got mine for 50. Scale is about the same. The paint is definitely different. You can see, though, that in the legs, it's more hidden, but you're getting a lot less articulation. Feet peg on NECA, no feet peg for this. The crotch area is definitely looser here. I don't know if no, that's how it's meant to be, so that's kind of disappointing, because that shows a lot of action figure angles. But again, I mean, you can't, that doesn't go any further up than that on the NECA one. You know, you can't really get nearly as much articulation going in the arms. I think I do like the gray a little bit more, but this does seem a little bit more true to the movie paint work. Although there actually is some like separate paint going on here, whereas everything is pretty much one color here. They're not really doing any 3D color effects. So again, another minor disappointment. I was kind of also hoping maybe there was some way to change out some of the spines to get the electric glow going, or the atomic breath glow going, but that's all right. And I was wrong, these do not have the come hither hands. That's more the classic Godzillas that can do the come at me bro. All right, so there's that. One last thing before we pop out of here. Let's recreate this iconic shot from Godzilla in the new movie that I love so much. So we're gonna pop this jaw out very carefully, because that's gonna, his teeth wanna pop my fingers, pop the skin off my finger. Let me relook at those instructions before I go too hard here. So I do pull out, down, out. Oh, it's such a tiny piece that it's very difficult. There we go. I just kind of bent it to the side and that worked. Oh my God, there's actually articulation there. Does this one have its own? Good, because I hate when you have to deal with those little little pieces. That little knob was articulating on the other. I wasn't looking at the camera. I don't know if that works. All right, so you're doing this right. Trying to get it lined up is the tricky part. Oh, I gotta get it in his mouth a little bit, maybe. I don't feel like that actually connected. It did not. All right, this is maybe one of the trickier bits I've ever had to build, because usually we're dealing with like Dragon Ball heads and hands. Actually trying to get the jaw in might be really tricky because it just seems like it's too big for his mouth. Okay, we get the jaws kind of in, and then I guess just push till we get that pop. It helps maybe if I set it down. I don't know that that actually went in, but it also doesn't feel like it's as straight up as it looked, but the tail may be causing me a little bit of a problem here. See if we can adjust it. That's not so bad. And figure out where that goes. Yeah, I kind of feel like they didn't need to do the separate jaw. I mean, they could have just made the blast effect actually just kind of plug into the mouth correctly. Because yeah, and again, my jaw is just not sitting in there, so that's really disappointing. You know, again, I'm sure it does go in there correctly, but I don't want to take 20 minutes trying to figure it out for you all. Plus, I mean, it would have been nice if I could just have him do like this, which I mean, I guess you can, but it feels like this atomic breath. Well, no, actually, yeah, see? That pops out a little bit too easy. So I'm gonna give the atomic breath effect better off to these. This one didn't come with one, but some of them do. Yeah, the jaw thing is just kind of a pain in the butt. Let's see if I can actually get this regular jaw back in, and then we'll wrap this up. Because if I can't have that jaw in, I at least want his normal jaw in there. And I just don't know how you actually get the leverage you need. Oh, is that what it is? Maybe that's what I've been doing wrong. Kind of up, actually, a little bit. Well, I'll figure, no, I guess I should figure it out for y'all. This is a disappointing design flaw in this. Again, for my first ever Monsterarts, I'm so used to the Dragon Ball stuff working so much easier, but this just does not want to pop in there. I don't know if this is true of all the Godzilla Monsterarts, or if it's just this one, or maybe this is why this one was returned. I don't think it's why this one was returned. Everything seems to be in working order. Just a matter of getting it lined up. Maybe I need to push that forward since I'm kind of trying to plug it in with the jaw closed. And then maybe use his jaw as reference line. Oh, I feel like I got a pop. I got a pop. So we got that back in. All right, cool. At least we have that. And there is my first ever Monsterarts Godzilla. Mostly a win, little bit of a disappointment. I might check out a couple others. I need to look closer at that King Ghidorah. I'm sure I'm still gonna get it just because I wanna pose and I wanna do the unboxing. But I don't know, man. To be honest, I'm kind of digging the NECA one a little bit more. I just wish if the NECA had a little bit more of the range of movement, or if this had some of these spots a little bit more closed up or something figured out. But I guess for most of the angles I might shoot him at, it's actually pretty good. And we do get so much better tail articulation. And I do love this head articulation that you can get him more straight up. So that's pretty nice. I'm kind of 50-50. Honestly, I think I'm just glad glad I own both. I think that's how I feel. Well, there's my thoughts on the NECA NECA, it's not the NECA one. That's my thoughts on the SH Figuarts or Monsterarts, pardon me, Godzilla from Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019. Now I want to hear your thoughts, so definitely geek out with me in the comments below. I love to hear what you have to say. Are you collecting these? Would you like to collect these? What other characters would you like to see them make? I can't wait to read what you have to say. Other than that, you can click that thumbs up button, give me that good old thumb of encouragement, as I do love to be encouraged. And now I'm gonna get out of here so I can go open up some more stuff, and I'll see you all later.